What makes a good character letter? In the federal court system, the judge does sentencing in a defendant, if they are pleading guilty or if they're found guilty in a trial, has the opportunity to submit character letters to the judge on their behalf from friends, family, neighbors, people in their church, etc. What do you ask for when you're asking somebody to write a character letter on behalf of your client, or having your client ask somebody they know to write a character letter for them? What do they include, and how do you make it persuasive? In federal court, you're going to want to have your client, or you'll ask the person to include how they know the subject person. So that's going to be the person who is getting sentenced. How do they know the person? How long have they known the person? Do they know what's going on in their life? So do they know the charges that are being brought against this person? Has this person done anything in the past that you know about? Have they never done anything in the past? Things like that. Then you're going to want that person writing the letter to get into the character of the subject person. You're going to want them to talk about anecdotal stories that show how they're a good person and they're a law-abiding citizen, or just good character traits like honesty, integrity. You'll use those specific instances to show how the subject person is generous, is faithful, is helpful in their community, what they do for volunteer work. Say the person writing the letter is a therapist. How has that person grown while in their care? Things of that nature. Now, the other important thing to make a really good character letter is to show the subject person has remorse for their actions, that they've tried to rehabilitate themselves. So if the person prior to arrest or after the arrest on their own has gone and done drug rehabilitation classes, or taken on more community service opportunities, or gotten more involved in their church, those are all things that you want the person writing the letter to highlight. Finally, you want to have the person writing the letter to conclude with their name, any contact information, and if they're willing to answer any further questions if needed. But you also want to make sure in your character letters, when you're reading over them for your client, make sure that there's nothing about, oh, this person's been wrongly accused, or this is wrong, or this is wrong. Because in a lot of cases, the client is trying to get what's called acceptance of responsibility. And acceptance of responsibility can be diminished if those things are left in a character letter. Before you give the character letters to the judge, the U.S. attorney on the case, and the probation office, make sure you've read over all of those letters. Make sure that it only includes how the person writing the letter knows the subject person, how their character is. What are the pertinent character traits? Are they generous? Do they do community service? Are they involved with their church? And then finally, make sure that there's nothing that would hurt their acceptance of responsibility when giving these letters to the judge. By doing all of this, it'll make it easier for you to get the character letters on behalf of your client, and it'll make it easier for you to turn them into the judge. And that'll be the most persuasive thing you need. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them down below for us. Otherwise, you can find us at versestexas.com. Thanks.